Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan Metal video. In this video we are just going to touch on the new updated content that was brought out with the update that came to Dbz Dokkan Metal Global. And we'll just get a rough idea basically of what came out. So obviously the same name update came out. A pretty big update for all global team builders. Now you can use units that have the same main name. And that's obviously a very big change in terms of team building. Other than that, the Reddit event came back. I do suggest you pick them up if you are a new player. And the 4th edition of Pettan Battle came out. Pettan Battle obviously is a little kind of mini game that you can do, where you can kind of pick up some extra resources. Only the Series 2 cards are available currently from the Pettan Battle, so you won't be able to get any Series 1 cards. They do mention that they might return in future, but I obviously suggest that you get onto Pettan Battle as quickly as possible for the extra rewards, but also the stones that come from the King Kai missions. And then there was an update to the Defeat the Legendary Super Saiyan event. In Stage 1 they've added the support memory, which is a pretty decent support memory. It's Krillin singing, but basically it's a support memory that lowers the attack of the enemies, and it's pretty good for SBR. It's a nice little helpful addition there. So that drops from the Stage 1 of the event. You can see there that they've added 2 missions to the event, one for securing the support memory, which will be as usual, 100 film of the support memory will open up the option for it, and then one for using the support memory. Of course, there is also Pettan Battle. So Pettan Battle has just been added back into the game. This is the 4th edition for Dbz Dokkan Metal Global, and it's obviously the same as always. If you need more information on Pettan Battle and how it works, I do have 2 videos down in the description below that you can click, and that will assist you with what rewards are best and how to utilize Pettan Battle. These Series 2 cards are the only ones that are available currently. You cannot pick up the Series 1 collection cards. So if you are struggling to finish your Series 1 collection, that won't happen now, and you're going to be stuck with just finishing off Series 2. However, I do suggest that you pick up Series 2 cards as quickly as possible. Obviously, the King Kai missions for them are very beneficial. You can see I still have the King Kai mission to finish the set, and that gives me 5 stones, which is a nice little nifty chunk. For those of you who haven't even started, it's 10 stones for the entire collection, getting all the rewards throughout the system. So besides Pettan Battle, the only other real content update, barring the addition of the Raditz events that were added into the game, is the Defeat the Legendary Super Saiyan event. So this is obviously an old event that's just had support memories added to it. You get a bonus from having hybrid Saiyans in your team. So if you're looking to fill out the requirements quickly, you're going to want to pick up as many hybrid Saiyans units as possible. And that's pretty easy. There's a lot of hybrid Saiyans free-to-play options. There's not too many hybrid Saiyans leads in terms of free-to-play options. There's only really Vegeta Jr. that's a solid hybrid Saiyans lead. So that's kind of really your only option from that aspect. But there are plenty of decent hybrid Saiyans free-to-play options that you can use to fulfill or fill out your team. And that'll help you raise the boost requirement that you need to really lower the attempts that you do on the stage. It's not going to be too difficult, so you don't need to have like a really good team or anything. Just make sure that you take a somewhat decent lead, or not even really. I mean, just having the normal hybrid Saiyans lead from a friend will cover most of what you need anyway. But beyond that, you can make a pretty decent free-to-play team. There's a couple of free-to-play hybrid Saiyans allows, and if you put all those in the team, you should have a decent level of boost. Remember, you can also use Oolong support memories to increase your boost chance, as it will apply to the stage, and it's a 50% increase. You're going to need 100 memories in total, so you can use boosts or not if you want, but it's really going to be up to you. The support memory is pretty good. It lowers the attack of the enemy in the first round, second round, and third round of a battle, which is pretty helpful overall, especially for things like SBR, where it can just take the edge off the first couple fights. And really help you out from that aspect. It won't apply to enemies that cannot have the attack lowering debuff, so you can't really use it in the Gods of Destruction event. That being said, It's pretty straightforward. Like I said, the stage is not too hard. It just has a couple enemies, which means it can take a little bit more time if you don't have an AoE unit and there's not a lot of AoE hybrid stands, especially free-to-play options. In fact, I don't think there is actually an AoE hybrid stand in the game. I stand to be corrected, but I'm pretty certain there isn't. And there's no counter unit hybrid stand either. So it's bound to take you a little while unless you get lucky with additionals, but it's not too difficult at all. So you should be perfectly fine from that end. That being said, everything else is pretty straightforward. It should all be pretty easy to come by, and once you've done that, you only need to finish it until you get 100 of the support memory. As always, it follows the same standard procedure as any other support memory, so it's nothing too strange. Once you've managed to collect it, the support memory will activate, and you can pretty much use it whenever you need. It seems to be the most effective in terms of a SBR or an ESBR scenario, due to the fact that it'll work for the first 3 turns of the fight, and in most long form events that's either not too valuable because those aren't necessarily the hardest parts of the fight, and also most other events don't allow the attack lowering of the enemy. So that being said, that's pretty much it. Once you have the support memory, you just have to use it once and you will have completed both missions. It's an old event, so I'm not really going to go through the rest of it. There's no real point. And yeah, as you can see, there's 100 that are required. But that's all from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, let me know down below if you are excited for all the new content coming to Dbz Dokkan Battle Global. But as always, cheers, stay safe, and bye!